Guys, we are not experiencing reality in real time. Everything you see, hear, smell, touch, taste, it's already in the past. And I'm not being metaphorical. Your brain, it's literally running behind the universe. We're always catching up. Even right now, while you're watching this, your brain's playing a delayed reconstruction of everything that's happened. So you've already watched the video, but haven't yet watched the video. Weird, I know. Which means the world that we think we're all living in, it's technically a memory. And once you realize how the brain actually works, it gets way, way weirder. From the moment light hits your eyes, an entire journey happens. Protons bounce off objects, they enter your eye, and they hit the retina. But the retina is not just a camera sensor. It's actually a chunk of brain tissue that sits outside your skull. I didn't know that. Inside of it are special cells called photoreceptors, and they convert light into electric signals. Those signals then travel at 270 miles per hour to the brain, all the way from the optic nerve to the brain. Optic nerve to brain, 270, which does sound fast until you realize what's about to happen next. Our brains still have to identify motion, edges, interpret color, recognize shapes, compare those shapes to memories, and figure out what the object even is, all before we're even consciously aware of it. That process, 80 to 110 milliseconds, which means everything you're seeing right now, everything I've already said, it already happened. So basically, we're like watching the universe on live with a slight delay. The universe is a streamer, I guess. I need to stop with these jokes. Now, here's where it gets insane. If your brain, my brain, our brains, only reacted to the past, we would be useless. No sports. You're not catching a ball. You're not hitting anything. Golf? Maybe, because it ain't moving, but you're still going to be bad. You couldn't drive a car. You couldn't dodge something thrown at your face, because by the time your brain would have processed that information, it's too late. Slowpoke. What was that commercial? Should have been faster than that. It would already be too late. So evolution was like, I'm going to come up with a workaround. And it did. Our brains, every second, are literally predicting the future. What? A baseball thrown at 95 miles per hour, it's reaching the plate in 400 milliseconds, give or take. The visual delay alone from our brains is 100 milliseconds, meaning if you waited until you saw the ball, you would swing way too late. You'd be basically like me on home plate. Which means when you're playing baseball, you're not hitting where the ball is, you're hitting where the ball would be. Which, I know, sounds obvious, but like it's just the processes going on behind the scenes that really make that something special. This means something super weird. We're not actually seeing reality. We are seeing our brain's best guess of reality. Simulation? Could that be an argument for it? Our brains are constantly filling in missing informations of reality. There's actually a really famous example of this too. Right where your optic nerve exits the eye, you have a blind spot. There's literally 0 photoreceptors, nothing. Meaning a chunk of your vision is always missing, but you never notice. It kind of reminds me of how you never see your nose until you look at your nose. Your brain deletes it. It's really helpful. So your brain's like, it's probably grass. I mean, it's always been grass. It's gotta be. Let's roll with it. So we're all walking around with holes in our brains that's being secretly photoshopped over, like a real-time editor. And this is actually why illusions work so well. Our brains are constantly making predictions about what we expect to see. For example, some illusions can make 2 identical colors look completely different. Mindfuck. Not because they changed, but because your brain is compensating for shadows and lighting and all kinds of other things that I don't even know. So we're not really seeing reality. We're seeing what reality should look like. Does that sound programmed? It's like there are bugs in the brain's software program. Now consider this. Our brains have roughly 86 billion neurons. And each neuron can connect to thousands of others, which creates an estimated 100 trillion connections. That just makes me think of like the New York Underground, but like times a billion. In a single cubic millimeter of brain tissue, smaller than a grain of sand, mind you, scientists have mapped over 500 million neurons and neural connections. 500 million neural connections. And all that machinery exists just to help our brains do one simple thing: predict reality enough so that we don't get eaten by shit, or hit by a car, or staying alive. I'm sorry. Our brains, they're not just thinking organs, man. It's the most advanced prediction engine in the known universe. And yet I can't win $5 on FanDuel? It runs on 20 watts of electricity. 20 watts is less than a fucking light bulb, guys. We're literally dim-witted, which leads to a very strange realization. If our brains are always processing the past and predicting the future, then the present technically doesn't even exist. What? Our brains are constantly blending recent memories, current sensory input, which could definitely be overloaded, and future predictions into one seamless experience that we call right now. But as you've seen, now, as it's called, is just a very convincing illusion. Your brain is basically buffering like a YouTube video. Hopefully this one's not buffering. And somehow, the entire thing still feels perfectly real. What do you think? Is this just like crazy biological science? Or are we actually part of a simulation? Does this give any evidence to or for either way? Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you follow for more interesting facts, and I hope to see you soon. Peace.